equal mc square.
Okay. So how do you think science today has shaped the world?
Science today has shaped the world then, and it is still shaping the world today. If you go back in few thousand years, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 years, science was flourishing. And though people dispute that Sushruta, if you know, the first Indian doctor who did the cosmetic surgery, though people dispute, but he did it. Chinese medicine then existed 5,000, 8,000 years. So science was flourishing then, science is flourishing now. It is because science is evolving. So it's always something is happening in science. So the only difference between the science, how it is flourishing now, you may see in CERN that the Hadron Collider underground, that didn't exist then. But research was happening then and research is happening now. Simple example, I watched a Discovery Channel program a couple of years ago. There is a temple in India which is called the Ajanta Ellora temple, which is carved out of the rock in the ground, right? So now there are no debris of the carve. When you carve a stone, there will be debris, right? So nowhere near that particular temple, I think it is in Ellora, no debris is there. So the question is, what kind of tools these people might have had? They might have done done the debris, where did they put it, etc. So how did they do it? If you go to South India or North India, anywhere, the temple they constructed, they even, the Konark temple in Orissa has got a big stone on the top. How did they take the stone from the ground to that top? They might have used some kind of technique, right, kind of police. So it means science did exist, but in a different form. Yeah.
That's quite interesting, sir. Perhaps moving to something more lighthearted, what would you say your most treasured university experience is?
What did I say?
Your most treasured university experience.
My treasured university experiences. When I again used to go to universities, I never bothered about how many marks I get into. And when the results came out of the BSc degree, and I didn't collect my mark sheet. My friend said, I'm going to get your mark sheet from the principal. I said, you won't get it. Because I knew that, touchwood, I did well. So when he said, oh, you have done very well. I said, yeah, okay, good, thank you. And again, when I was doing my master's degree in education, this is an interesting incident. It was 14th May 1989. Yes, 14th May 1989. I had to go for an interview from bank. That time I was doing my master in education. I had an interview to attend in Chennai. That time it was Madras. So I traveled by train that 14th May night for 8 hours from Bangalore to Chennai. Attended the interview on 15th May and traveled back 15th May night. I had an exam in Bangalore University on the 16th May. Okay, so all preparation I did while I was traveling in, I was traveling out. And in that very paper which I wrote on 16th May, I got the highest mark for the university in master degree. Even today, after so many years, it is still the highest mark for the paper.
Wow.
Yeah. And I finished second. I got second rank for the university. So when children say here, we need break between the examination to study, I say here is an example. I never took break. So it is possible. So what I'm trying to say is, if you plan well, if you organize yourself, and if you study not a week before the examination, if you every day go home after the lessons, just catch up for 10 minutes. Okay, this is what has been taught today. Make some little notes somewhere. You'll be absolutely fine. Again, during my time, my dad, of course, used to work as a headmaster in a school. We used to get newspaper, right? I used to use the end of the newspaper to practice my maths problems.
Wow.
So writing everywhere. So at the end of the evening, my dad has finished reading the newspaper, so I would take the paper and write. And I always wrote and practiced everything, whether it is in English or maths or I studied Hindi as my second language, everything. It was always in the corner of newspapers. I got inspired by Sir Ramanujan. So what did Ramanujan do? He always used scrap papers, and he used scrap papers to do all his problems, all his theorems.
Yeah.
There's another inspirational story.